Hi, this is Pete Madsen for Acoustic Guitar, and I'm here to talk to you today about my lesson on basic blues fingerpicking. If you start to get into fingerpicking the blues and your fingers get caught up, you can't separate your bass from your treble, from your melody, I got some exercises here that I think will help you out. I've used these kinds of exercises a lot in my teaching, and it really helps folks separate the bass from the treble notes. First thing we're going to have to do is establish the bass fingerpicking pattern. By the way, if you're thinking about players, this represents people like Mississippi John Hurt, Big Bill Broonzy, to a lesser extent Robert Johnson, but many other of the Delta and Piedmont blues artists use this style of alternating bass fingerpicking. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a series of exercises with a G chord. Then we'll move on to a C chord, and then we'll do a full 12-bar blues. So starting with our G chord, exercise 1, I'm going to fret a normal G chord, just like this. And first I'm going to just establish the bass pattern. With my thumb, I'm using a thumb pick. You're free to use just your regular thumb or thumb pick, and finger picks as well. Some people like finger picks. I don't use finger picks. I just use the flesh of my fingers. So the first exercise is just moving between the 6th string and the 4th string with my right hand thumb. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You notice I'm counting. I'm also tapping my foot. This alternating bass pattern that we're establishing is all played on the downbeat. And this is where we want to get really rooted and foundational in our bass pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Once you've established that pattern with your thumb, then you want to start to bring in other fingers of the right hand. Now, most blues players probably only use thumb and index finger. Some might have used thumb, index, and middle finger. For this lesson, I'm going to use thumb, index, middle, and ring finger. It gives you a little more flexibility to play different styles. It also, from a technique standpoint, it's a little easier to teach because I'm going to assign each finger to a certain string. The first finger is going to play the 3rd string, the G string. The middle finger is going to play the B string, the 2nd string, and the ring finger is going to play the 1st string. Index, middle, ring. Outside of the examples I've given you here, you could actually just practice, doing that, playing the 3rd string with your your index, the 2nd string with your middle, and the 1st string with your ring. Now back to the exercises. In exercise 2, I'm going to add in just the 1st string with the bass pattern I've already established. Sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exercise 3. I'm going to keep what I played in exercise 2 and add one note. I'm going to play the 2nd string on the 3rd beat. It's going to sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay. These are called pinches, by the way. When I'm playing 2 strings at one time, we call that a pinch. In exercise 4, I'm going to pinch on every beat. I'll start on the 1st string in 6, then go to the 4th and 2nd, then the 6th and the 3rd, and then the 4th and 2nd. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 2nd. By the way, in your lesson, you'll see the abbreviations above the tab and between the tab and the music notation. The letters P, I, M, A. P stands for your thumb. I stands for your index finger. M stands for your middle finger, and A stands for your ring finger. So that's what those letters are going to stand for. And you'll see that in music notation all over the place. Okay, example 5. I'm now going to play a note in between the bass notes. So I go back to my bass pattern. And I'm going to play in between each bass note the first string. It sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again. Okay, that was all playing in between the bass notes on the first string. In exercise 6, I'm going to include the second and the third string as well. Sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now, exercise 7 is where we get to the meat and potatoes of blues finger picking, where we combine notes in the treble played with the bass note with notes between the bass notes. Exercise 7 is going to sound like this, and I'll tell you how I want to count it out after I play it. So it's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, if at this point you start to get tripped up a little bit by the rhythm, try tapping out the rhythms of any given measure. You can go 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can do it on your guitar, you can do it on your knee. Anything that helps you establish that foundational rhythm. Exercise 8 is a variation where I'm going to start on the first string. And my rhythm here is 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Okay, if you're feeling comfortable with doing all those with the G chord, let's move on to a C chord. Exercise 9, just your basic ordinary C chord. And now the bass pattern will be played between the 5th and the 4th string with the thumb again. That's exercise 9. And just like the G chord, I'm going to start doing pinches. So exercise 10, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exercise 11, I'll play notes in between the bass notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then exercise 12 is combining the pinch notes with the notes in between the bass. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll do that a couple times in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so you can see how that's starting to work. I use a chord, G, then C, and I work out the bass pattern, and then I work out various finger picking patterns to go with them. So in exercise 13, we're going to combine the G, the C with the D chord. This is a 1, 4, 5 pattern. 12-bar blues, very common, and we're just going to play a 2-bar finger picking pattern. Let me play through it once and I'll explain what each 2 bars is like. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, the first 2 bars are all G, and I'm going to play a 2-bar pattern. The rhythm I will state is this: 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. That rhythmic pattern will repeat itself every 2 measures. The next 2 measures, I play the G chord again. 3 and 4, C. 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1, 2 and 3 and 4. Back to G. 1, 2, 1, 2 and 3 and 4. Go to D. We didn't talk about D chord yet, but the alternating bass here goes between the 5th and the 4th string. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we finish off back on G. From the beginning. Okay, that should get you started with your alternating bass blues finger picking. Keep in mind as you learn songs, there'll be a lot of different little inflections, hammer-ons, pull-off slides that'll complicate matters, and it won't always stick to a rigid pattern like that. Songs will be based on more like the melody. A song like Stagger Lee, for instance. Keeping an alternating bass there. This is Mississippi John Hurt song, by the way. And the melody is contained within the hammer-on. So just keep that in mind. As you start to learn songs, you're gonna find little new challenges along the way. But if you get the sort of pattern picking bass down, it'll be a lot easier as you go along. Have fun and good luck.